Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to revise my remarks in support of the reform.
Mr. Speaker, because the Democratic bill gives women more opportunities to enter the medical professions and the modern health care workforce, I ask unanimous consent to revise and extend my remarks in support of the Democratic bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Because it's time to protect older women by closing the donut hole, I ask unanimous consent to revise and extend my remarks.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to revise and extend my remarks on this bill, which will limit age rating that makes coverage unaffordable for older women.
I object, Mr. Speaker.
I ask unanimous consent to revise my remarks in support of reform that ensures that no mother...
There's no request before the House yet.
Mr. Speaker, and I yield to the gentlelady from Massachusetts, Ms. Songas, for unanimous consent request.
Because women shouldn't have to buy a separate policy for maternity care, Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to revise and extend my remarks in support of the Democratic bill.
I object, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Because the Democratic...
Mr. Speaker, I object.
Chair's going to observe.
That was fun for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the procedural happening that goes on there is when a member comes to the floor, they ask for unanimous consent to revise and extend their remarks. So they ask that of the speaker, whoever is in the speaker's chair. The speaker will say, without objection, so ordered. There's never objection until there's objection. And so it's a device that they use to cut off the debate.
Right. What they're trying to do is to obstruct, literally, and so that you can't get business done. So that's why they're doing this. Now, that created a bit of a controversy because the Democrats said, hey, wait a minute now. Look, I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah.
But here we had a lot of women representatives come up and talk about how women suffer under this system disproportionately. And one of the points that they made is that insurance companies charge women more. Now, according to Dr. Judy Fetter from the Center for American Progress, women are often charged as much as 48% more than men for health insurance.
Health insurance. Okay, so that clarifies what we were talking about before.
Right, and that's a big number. I mean, that's such a big number. I have a hard time believing that's.
Well,
giant.
I mean, as one of the members was saying there, there is maternity health care, there is mammography, there's reproductive health care. There are all these things that men don't have to have that women, in fact, are. It's important for them to have. So it makes sense that it would be more expensive. 48% seems jarringly high.
Right. Now, two things related to that. One is that another thing the insurance companies do is they sometimes claim pregnancy is a pre-existing condition. So now what this bill does is say, no, you can't do that. Right? That's number one. And number two, you can't charge women more. Okay.
Right.
Now, it's to make so that healthcare insurance is available to everybody and everybody can get it and everybody can afford it, and there's logical reason for it. Now, on the other hand, yes, there are more costs associated
with being a woman. There's
with
also
being a woman and being pregnant for one thing, of course, et cetera.
There are also the actuarial costs because women, on average, live longer than men also. So it may be the added on 3 or 4 years on average that women live more than men may incur higher fees, and that may be figured into that number.
Now, what the Democrats are saying, yes, but we're all in this together, right? And so we need to, because, yeah, women are pregnant, but one, you don't want to punish them for that. Two, I don't know if you know this, but they deliver boys and girls, so both, right? So we don't want to punish them and charge them more for being women. It makes sense, right? So then you go to Representative Pete Sessions on the Republican side, and he says, yeah, I mean, it's like they're smokers, so of course you're going to charge more. In fact, look, let me be fair, I'll read you the exact quote. Well, we're all different, Sessions says. Why should a smoker pay more? Alleging that women are like smokers, and so if smokers got to pay more, then women got to pay more.
It's like you're choosing to smoke and you're choosing to be a woman. And on that, if I can just add something that the beloved Dick Armey said about this, about pre-existing conditions, former congressman from Texas. But now the government officials, come along and say they, irrespective of the fact that they've gone 20, 30, or 40 years of their adult life without ever having bought insurance prior to getting a liver inflammation due to their excessive drinking habits or diabetes because they eat like a pig, you must now insure them? So he's saying that because you ate too much, you shouldn't get insurance because that's a pre-existing, that's a behavior pattern.
I don't know if you remember what Dick Armey looks like.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going, Dick. Yeah, it's astonishing that he would say that. And the fact is that there is a sentiment on the Republican side that is different, as we're seeing from Pete Sessions and from Dick Armey, than different on the Democratic side. If I see somebody who was irresponsible for 40 years and smoked their whole life, I don't want to punish them by saying they can't have medical care for their lung cancer. I mean, I say, God, it's terrible that you have cancer and people should not smoke and get cancer, but I'm not just going to say you shouldn't have cancer or you shouldn't have health care because of that.
Okay, see, that's the perfect example of the Republican way versus Democratic way, because the Democratic way, I hope, okay, at least my way, and it seems like that's the proposals that they're putting forward is, hey, we're not going to tell you, sad day for you, die in the streets, okay? But on the other hand, we get that it's a problem if nobody gets insurance until they get sick, right? And they don't pay for it all along. So let's be smart and let's do a mandate. Now, a mandate sucks in some ways, and it's going to, like car insurance, you have to go get it, and it's got a downside to it. But in order for the system to work, they have to have it so that everybody puts in. But now if you're going to do a mandate and you're telling people you have to get insurance, that's why the public option is so important. So you can say to people, hey, you know what? You don't have to get really expensive private insurance. You could get a public option, which hopefully costs a little less, but will definitely cover you. So it's a smart, well-crafted bill overall. It's the best we could do. It definitely has huge faults, but it's a hell of a lot better way of treating it than the Pete Sessions, Dick Armey, Republican way of, good luck to you, buddy. Yeah. And if you made the wrong choices, look at you over there, dying in the streets. That's not the kind of America we believe in. That's not the kind of America we built and we're proud of.